badly injured, arrives at a house seeking help. He begs the couple living there to assist him. He offers them a few gold coins he's carrying soon. The Native Americans arrive. The woman tells them no one is there. Their leader warns her, if they're hiding a man, they should know he's not who he seems. The group leaves, but when the woman goes upstairs, she finds the man sitting in a chair, his eyes glowing red, his body soaked in blood, and her husband.
Recap camp.
Twin brothers named Smoke and Stack, and they want to buy an old warehouse and turn it into a bar and dance hall. The owner of the warehouse is a white man who's asking for a lot of money. They've got no problem with the price, but only on one condition. Once they buy the place, the owner and his crew must never show their faces around there again. And if they do, they'll be killed. Smoke makes sure the man fully understands, and Stack hands over the cash. The deal is done. After that, they drive off to pick up their younger cousin, Sammy. He wants to perform a song at their grand opening night. To prevent theft, they hide all the liquor in a pickup truck near the road. When Sammy clears away the branches covering the truck, he finds a venomous snake underneath. Nobody moves. Stack calmly pulls out his knife and tosses it to Smoke. Smoke slams the knife into the snake's head and kills it. To finish everything in time, they split up. Smoke drives into town alone to order food. Smoke heads into the store, where his old friend Boo, who owns the place. They're in the middle of the food order when they suddenly hear the horn honking. Smoke rushes outside. He sees two guys trying to steal from the truck. He shoots one of them. He apologizes, saying he didn't know the truck was Smoke's. Smoke is forced to shoot the other thief in the leg too. Meanwhile, Stack and Sammy are looking for another musician for the night. They go to the train station to find a friend named Slim. Slim's happy to see Stack after all these years, but he's been playing Sunday nights at another venue for a decade now and doesn't want to lose the gig. Stack offers him double the money and promises loads of Irish beer, a kind they've never had in this town. Slim takes a sip, gets into a good mood, and agrees. Sammy meets a pretty girl named Perline and asks her to come to the opening that night. He tells her he'll be performing. Perline doesn't promise, but says she might show up. Sammy sees a white woman staring at Stack. Stack immediately guesses who she is, and she walks right up to him. He knows her well. Her name is Mary. They used to be involved until Stack suddenly left her and went to Chicago. Mary still holds a grudge. Stack tells her to shut up and get lost. On the way back, Stack visits another old friend named Cornbread. Smoke, after all this time, goes to see his ex-wife, Annie, who now lives off fortune-telling and herbal medicine. He asks her to cook for the bar. Annie's still upset about the past and prefers to stay out of it. Smoke apologizes for everything and tells her he still loves her. He says this gig could bring them close again. Annie still loves him, so she agrees. Opening night arrives. Cornbread is the doorman. Sammy spots Perline. She actually came, and he's thrilled. They start chatting and vibing. Stack notices Mary is there too and tells Smoke to get rid of her no matter what. Smoke goes to talk to her. When Mary won't listen, Stack storms over to throw her out himself. But Mary's stubborn. She refuses to leave. Slim finishes playing. Now it's Sammy's turn. He grabs his guitar and starts to play. And everyone falls in love with his voice. But no one more than Perline. They slip into the warehouse and hook up. Everything's going great until the vampires show up. Cornbread blocks their way and tells them this place isn't right for white folks. They're acting strange. Cornbread quickly alerts the twins. One of them introduces himself. His name's Remick. Smoke asks where they came from. Remick says they're not from around here. They just want a place to play some music and spend some money. Smoke tells them to go back to wherever they came from and to never come back. They leave. Smoke tells Cornbread not to let them in if they return. Things at the bar aren't going so well. Most of the guests are workers and don't spend much on drinks. Mary tells Stack she wants to go look for the white strangers. Maybe they're still nearby. Stack hands her a gun and tells her if anything happens to get back quickly. Mary finds them playing music not far from the bar. Remick shows her some gold coins. He even tells her they don't want anything in return. Then she sees Remick's red eyes. She stands up fast, pulls her gun, and tells them they'd better leave. When Mary returns to the bar, she asks Cornbread to let her in. Cornbread stands to the side to let her pass and asks Slim to watch the door while he uses the bathroom. In the woods, Cornbread hears whispering. Sounds like people hiding behind the bushes, but he sees no one. Mary shows Stack the gold coins. He's thrilled. They head into the warehouse and have sex. Smoke is looking for his brother, walks in and sees Mary's clothes covered in blood and Stack bleeding out. Smoke pulls his gun and shoots Mary, but a few seconds later, she rises off the floor, laughing. She tells him they're all going to die, then runs off. Smoke tries to stop Stack's bleeding, but it's no use. He dies. Everyone is in shock. Slim tells everyone the party is over and asks them to leave right away. Boo tells his wife, Grace, that he's going to get the car and will be back in a few minutes so they can leave together. Suddenly, Cornbread shows up. Smoke asks him where he's been. Cornbread says he just went to the bathroom and asks to be let in. Everyone gets suspicious because Cornbread has never had to ask for permission to come in before. Annie's convinced something's off. When Cornbread sees they're not buying it, he at least asks for his pay for the night. Smoke calmly pulls the money out of his pocket to hand it over, but just as he reaches out, Cornbread attacks him. Smoke shoots him. He quickly rushes back inside and Annie shuts the door. Just then they hear Stack's voice from inside a room. Smoke talks to him, and Stack says he's feeling better and asks them to open the door. When they don't open the door, Stack breaks it down and comes out. Right then, Annie dumps a jar of pickled garlic on his head and Stack runs off. Everyone's shocked. How did Annie know to do that? She says she's only heard stories about them. They're vampires. Annie tells everyone to gather as much garlic and wood as they can. The only way to kill them is to stab them through the heart with a wooden stake. They need to survive till morning because vampires can't live under sunlight. Suddenly, they find a body, and before it turns into a vampire, they take it away. When they throw the corpse out, they see everyone who had been in the bar has turned into a vampire. Smoke checks the blood in the kitchen and realizes it's not blood at all. It's liquor. Then they hear a voice outside. It's the same man they threw out earlier, begging to be let back in. Before they can help him, Cornbread attacks him. Boo is there too, and he's turned into a vampire. Remick threatens Grace, saying if she doesn't let them in, he'll go after her daughter, Lisa. Grace gets furious, but the others stop her from going out and pull her back inside. Grace is restless. Smoke tries to calm her down, telling her to stay in control. But when she sees that no one's doing anything, she snaps. She decides to let the vampires in. Annie and Smoke try to cover her mouth, but Grace bites Smoke's hand and screams. Come on in, you motherfucker! Remick gets what he wants. Everyone scrambles to grab whatever weapons they can. The vampires storm in and chaos erupts. Grace attacks one of them and both end up burning in the fire. They shoot the vampires with guns and manage to kill a few by stabbing them with wooden stakes. Stack attacks Annie and bites her neck. Smoke tries to save her, but Remick blocks his way. Perline shoots Stack, pushing him back. Smoke tries to help Annie, but it's too late. So he picks up a stake and drives it through her heart to stop her from turning into one of them. Slim gathers the rest of the people and sends them upstairs. He slits his own wrist to lure the vampires away from the others. Smoke, Sammy, and Perlin try to escape through the upstairs door, but Remick is already there waiting. He attacks Perlin. Then Stack shows up and attacks his own brother. Smoke shoots Remick, but it's too late for Perlin. Slim fights off the vampires with everything he's got, but eventually he dies. Sammy jumps out of the second floor into the yard, hurting his leg. He tries to run, but Remick flies after him and punches him into the leg. Sammy's trapped with no way out. His hand reaches his guitar, and he smashes it over Remick's head. Everyone feels the pain. Remick steps forward to kill Sammy, but Smoke drives a stake into his heart and kills him. The sun rises, and the remaining vampires try to flee to the building, but they all burn in the sunlight before they can make it. In the end, only Sammy and Smoke survive. Sammy gets in a car and heads back to his father. The previous owner of the warehouse shows up with his crew, angry that the bar only lasted one night, and they try to take back the property by force. Suddenly, gunfire breaks out, and a few of them get hit. Smoke had been lying in wait. He comes out of the bushes and opens fire with his machine gun. He gets hit in the stomach in the process. The white guy, the same one from before, is still alive. He begs Smoke not to kill him, but Smoke sees Annie's face in his mind. His time has come just before he dies. He guns the man down. Sammy is the only one left standing, and he leaves the town forever. Years later, Sammy becomes a musician at a bar. One night after a performance, he unexpectedly runs into Stack and Mary again. All these years, Sammy thought they had died too, but Stack tells him he was the only one Smoke couldn't kill. Sammy has cancer, and they already know about it. Stack asks him to join them, but Sammy refuses. Disappointed, Stack leaves him be, and they walk away. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, you know what to do.